We are in Photopea, so photopea.com, and I'm just going to show you how to use this. It's basically Photoshop, but it's free. Um, and most of the basic stuff on here is what we would use in class. So that's really awesome. So what I'm going to do for this assignment is I'm going to show you how to use one of the filters, which is to liquify, and this is kind of fun to play with. I'll show you how to open, how to save, and how to play with the Liquify filter. So first things first, when you come into Photopea, you have this kind of panel here, and you can create a new project, you can open from computer, those kinds of things. What you're going to be playing with the most is new project and open from computer. Don't click this unless you're making some kind of collage, because it'll make a new document that you put stuff on. For this specific activity, we want to open a photo and edit it. So we're going to click open from computer, and I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to pull this photo of just a shot of tree bark that I found online. And you can absolutely use this file. I'll upload it for you. You could also use other files like photographs of marble or something that would look cool liquefied. Maybe a photo of your friend that you want to make them look like an alien or something like that. So here's your photo. I wouldn't click on it per se because you don't know what you're clicking on or what you're using. So don't click on it yet. Instead, we're going to go up to filter and we're going to play around with that. One thing I want to mention though is over here is your background layer. Your layers are really important, but for right now, we're not going to mess with it just yet. So I'm going to go up to filter and then I'm going to go to liquify. And then this panel pops up with your image. And over here, you can't see because my screen is partially cutting it off, but the size, density, rate, and opacity of the brush itself can be changed by moving these panels back and forth. My brush is pretty large, so if you want to make it smaller, you can use the brackets on your keyboard. The brackets are right next to the letter P on your keyboard, and if you press the left bracket, it will make your brush smaller, and if I press the right bracket, it will make it bigger. You can also play with the size here, and that will change the size of your brush. Over here is how it gets liquefied. So right now what I'm doing is I'm actually using this one, which you can see it just kind of is like taking your finger and moving it in paint, whichever direction you move it. And I like this because it gives it that really cool psychedelic kind of warped effect. And it's fun to do this with photos like this that have multiple colors because it creates those cool lines of color. You can also play with this one, which for some reason it is not. Here we go. You just have to click and hold it, and it unliquefies it. So if you're wanting to undo something, that will undo your liquify. And then there's this one, which slowly pulls it back. You can play around with this. I would just do this really quick, make a mess of your picture, and then go in and see what each one of these does for you. It almost like pulls it apart, which is really cool. This one twists it, which is really cool. If you just click and hold on it. And then this one brings it all in at a point. This one does the opposite, it bulges it. And this one kind of just moves everything really quickly. There we go. Yeah, so you can see there's lots of things that you can do with this. I personally like the first one. But when you're done, when you're like, okay, this looks really cool, I'm good, then you hit OK. It's this button right here that you can't see. You're going to hit OK, and that will save it. And it only shows part of this. So if you want to see the full picture, let's go back to Liquify. Let me see. You have to zoom out. And I zoom out on my computer by swiping down. On your Chromebooks, it might be a little bit different. So that I would recommend playing with your zoom in and zoom out functions on your computer. And then I'm going to hit OK. And there it is. So say this is what you want to turn in. You're done. You're going to hit File, and then you're going to export as a JPEG. Okay, so File, Export as JPEG. And then it's going to pull this up. It's going to ask you about the quality and all of that. Just leave it as is and hit Save, and it saves it down in your Downloads folder. And then that's what you're going to turn in. Let me know if you have any questions about that, and have fun with it.